Hey there everyone, Hitesh here back again with another video, and in this video we're going to talk about what is end-to-end testing. This video is going to revolve a little bit around Cypress. Now in case you are interested more about software testing as well as a bit of the Selenium touch onto it, I've already made a video in the past about what is software testing, so you might want to check that out in case you are interested in that. But this is totally a separate video, and we're going to talk about what is end-to-end user testing and where does this Cypress comes into the role. I would also like to mention here clearly that this is moreover of an understanding the things video. I keep the code part usually in the crash courses, so in case you wish to have a crash course on Cypress as well, let me know in the comment section. I'll try my best to put it as soon as I get some free time. So let's go ahead, get started and talk about what this actually end-to-end testing is, why it is being needed, and a bunch of other things. First and foremost, this video is going to be divided into a couple of parts. So let me just clearly mention that I'm pretty sure that somebody in the comments is going to mention all the parts there. In the first part, we are going to understand what the problem is and how Cypress comes into the picture. In that, we're going to move forward and talk about one biggest myth busting about the Cypress. Then we're going to move ahead, talk about pros and cons, and finally a step where you have to do something. So let's go ahead and get started and talk about this end-to-end testing. And what is the Cypress? So first and foremost, it's important that we understand what is the problem. Without understanding the problem, you will never understand what kind of solution somebody is providing. So get your thinking cap on and just imagine a situation with me. So you are a software developer who is designing a simple to-do application where a user can enter some things in the form, click on the button, and just adds a nice to-do list. You realize that this application has a great potential and I should put up a database into it and probably add a login feature to that. You do all of this and push the app onto the market. People actually love it. And eventually you realize you get some requests from the people that, hey, we would love to have a Google login on this application. You say, hey, that's great, I can do that. Next day you get up and put up a Google login, but you also are a little bit worried that just by adding a Google login, is my existing email password login form working or not? You give it a test and you realize it's all good and you just push the app. Eventually, after some days, you realize that CSS that I wrote for the form is not really great. So you just add some more line of CSS. And as we all know, adding more line of CSS is going to just tinker with your product a little bit. You are now worried about whether this extra padding or extra margin is going to hinder with my button or not. Is my button hiding a little bit under this form or not? Now moving ahead a little bit more, this was a simple example of a to-do application. Now imagine when your applications scale up to a gigantic level. You have so many features, and even adding a small padding of margin or something like that is going to break the application on a number of places. So your user is going to have not so great experience about if things or buttons are not that much visible or everything is not working in the flow that you really want to work it. Now in this scenario, comes up are the test engineers. Dedicated engineers are hired who can follow the flow 1, 2, 3 and many different flows and can check out that all the things are working nicely or not. All the elements that we want to show the user are actually working nicely. All the flows that we want to provide to the user are working nicely and smoothly. And yes, you guessed it right, it's not really possible to do all of this manually. So here comes the automation in the testing. For the years, we have been tied around with the Selenium as this is really one of the major giant in the entire world of testing. But as the applications are evolving, the needs are evolving too. We need a whole lot of different sets of tools that can handle a lot of things which are very, very modern. Things which are provided by React, things which are provided by Angular like Django, Ruby on Rails, and the modern PHP even. So to provide the user a fully smooth experience and test out every single thing that is working and is not going to break when we add more code, a lot of these end-to-end testing tools comes in. And there is no shortage of them. We have seen a whole lot of them. There is Selenium, there is Mocha, there is Chai, and Cypress is one such tool. So why we are talking about Cypress here? Because I have already talked about Selenium in one other video and I also talked about Mocha in my MongoDB series, so thought let's just cover the Cypress as well. Okay, now coming on to the Cypress. Now Cypress is a bit more modern compared to Selenium. Now surely you can like it, you can hate it, but this is what it is. Now, although Cypress from the name looks like a library of the Python, but it is not. And where this actually brings us to the number one thing, which is bursting a biggest myth about Cypress. If you will visit the Cypress website, you're going to realize that everything that we do in the Cypress is written in the JavaScript. And this brings the myth that Cypress can only be used for testing the things which are JavaScript friendly or Node friendly. So things like React, Vue, Angular, these kinds of things can be tested by Cypress. Absolutely far from truth. This is not how Cypress works. Cypress definitely is JavaScript friendly, but you can test any of the application, whether that's built in Django, Ruby on Rails, Laravel, or anything else. It works smoothly and rock solidly in any of the applications. So this is the biggest myth around the Cypress. Okay, so concluding this in the mid-conclusion, this is not final one, Cypress is a simple tool which can help you to automate the task of end-to-end user testing, testing all the flows and testing all the elements that you want user to see are actually nicely visible and are working fine. This is what Cypress actually does for you. Now let's go ahead and talk about some of the pros and cons of Cypress. Now let's first go and talk about the biggest thing about the Cypress, which everybody talks whenever there's a discussion around Cypress. Cypress provides you a browser with a head. Now, a lot of you might want to be interested in knowing what's the difference between headless and head browser. Basically, I'll probably make a separate video on that in the later on series. But right now, you just need to know that in the headless browser, there is no actual browser that pops up. In the head browser, there is actually a visual browser that you can see. So Cypress provides you a browser with head. That means whenever you run your test, an actual browser opens up, and on the left-hand side, you see all the tests being executed. On the right-hand side, you see what's actually happening on the website. Now, to be honest, it's really great to see the visual aspect of it, and you can see all the tests getting executed or failed. And one of my favorite thing is I can go back in the time and can see which test failed and what's actually the output of it that helps developer in fixing up the bugs quite easily. Now next up, Cypress provides you the capability of taking up the screenshot, which everybody else also is providing, but additionally it also provides you to take the videos of the entire thing. Now once having this video and you can pass on this video to developers, they can easily understand that what's happening, where it is happening, and what can I do to fix it. This is really a great advantage for the team. Now surely in the pro side, there is no more Selenium, so it's a ground scratch approach which can definitely evolve to a lot in the future. It has evolved a lot, but it can evolve a lot in the future as well. Also, it gives you a whole lot of continuous integration, means keep on running the test eventually over the time you can do that. There is a feature of parallelization, which is pretty nice. One of my favorite thing and my favorite pro of this entire Cypress is the code. The code and the library and the vocabulary that they have used is so much beginner friendly that you're going to absolutely love it. Understanding the documentation and executing the things like having these names .click, .enter text, and all these things are so much friendly that any beginner can get started with this one pretty easily. And did I forgot to mention that yes, you see all of your assertion, describe, and it as well. And yes, they are coming up from the Mocha and Chai directly. So yes, they are there. Now coming up onto the con side of it, definitely there are more pros on it, but I'm pretty sure you can figure it out if you are interested in that. Now coming up onto the cons part of it, there are not much of the cons in it, but I would still like to nitpick a little bit. Now, first and foremost is the headless browser. It is actually missing. Now, I do appreciate the flow of the entire application that you want to give a visual feedback, but I would love to get a feature that if I want, I can disable it. I would love to have a headless browser for some of the testing. Again, I totally understand that how this application is designed and architectured with what the principles behind, but I like to have the application giving me more features. Okay, this one I didn't check out very recently, but when I actually got the very first introduction to Cypress, probably a few months earlier than this, there was no feature of testing things on a separate tab. Everything needs to happen in the single tab. I understand that a lot of UX guys says don't take the user on separate tab, but in some of the applications, especially when you're using third-party logins, they take user onto third-party browsers or even sometimes new tabs. And testing that feature is very, very essential. So the Cypress actually doesn't give you the option of testing things on the next tab. Everything needs to happen in one same tab. And this sometimes can be a bit of an issue. I think this is not really a great thing, and I definitely understand that you can give this to the user. So in case somebody is watching, I would love to get that feature. It's not really that hard that you cannot give it to us. We would love to have it. Okay, so this was your brief introduction to something new which a lot of you have never heard about, Cypress and end-to-end testing. I hope you have enjoyed it. Now what you got to do is share this video in your college group and in your friends group so that they understand that the world is a little bit more outside than the Turbo C++. So go ahead and share this video in your group. Also, in case you are on other social media platforms, just share this video with the Cypress team and say, hey, thank you so much for building this such amazing team. Entire programming community would like to thank you so much. And I personally send my thanks to all of you. That's it for this one. And in case you want to know more about Cypress or maybe want to have a crash course, let me know in the comment section. And a lot of things are going to come up on this channel. So it's a good time that you hit that subscribe button. And I'm going to catch you up in the next one.
I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne Perrier, finished friends on my face, looking like I'm from the deep.